Morgan,
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
All right, hey guys, welcome to the Cozy Kitchen. This is our second episode. We are going to be talking about women and our roles in life and just, this, that, and the next thing and everything in between. Because, why not? I am going to put a disclaimer out there right now just because some people are going to be like, feminists, I don't like them. But, some people are going to be like, yeah, feminists. This is just your trigger warning because we're going to talk about everything and it might get not PG-13. So, these are my beautiful guests for the night, Bree and Jerry. So how about you guys introduce yourselves and let's do this.
I'm Brianna.
Let's go. Oh, there you go.
I'm Jerry. What else do you want us to say?
I don't know. We're all coworkers, so that's the best part about this. We get to laugh about it tomorrow morning, afternoon, whatever.
Right now.
Right now, actually.
That's right, you right. So let's start this off and let's just, what is your guys' favorite thing about being a woman? Let's just start off broad and then we'll go deeper.
Bree, would you like to start with that question?
Oh, sure. Favorite part of being a woman? Oh, boy.
That country song. You know what song I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah, by Shania Twain.
Yeah, that one. Everything she says in there.
Oh. Well, I haven't heard it, so I don't know.
Oh, it's a banger. So good. Such, true, good country living.
Well, then I'll listen
Beautiful.
to it after the live stream, and then I'll hit you up with comments.
Sounds good. Okay, so I guess I could say, one of my favorite thing about being a woman is, it's not much, but I guess getting the chance to feel comfortable without being comfortable in my body.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
That self-confidence kind of jazz.
Yeah, and it's there's moments where, don't get me wrong, where I'm just I look ugly like a sack of potatoes. But then...
right now.
Yeah. Same. I don't know what you're talking about.
Post-work look.
Right.
But then there's other days where it's I'll walk out of work. Right now, I'm not going to lie. My hair be looking cute.
Mm-hmm. I agree. You do have cute looking hair. Whereas I look like
Thank you.
Mr. Hawkins.
Mr. Hawkins.
I don't know who that is, but I feel like I look like a man right now.
Dude, same.
There you go.
Fix yourself.
Vision out.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you guys, have you guys always been in childcare or have you had other jobs as well? Post not being in childcare basically.
I have not always been in childcare. I have probably done this, that, and every other thing. I was born on a farm, raised in Oklahoma. So I did a lot of animal jobs. So my very first one was a pet boarding place. When you go out of town for a week or something like that and you can't take your pet and you drop them off. I did that. So that was my first job. And then I worked at a frozen yogurt shop. I've worked at a hog farm. I've nannied. I've done it all. Bath and Body Works. Very well-rounded.
There you
diverse
go.
in my working fields.
Nice.
And now I am landed in childcare, and so is my phone. My phone has landed sideways.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
For me,
what about you?
I've always kind of been in childcare. My mom did in-home daycare for a bit growing up. And then I worked in a grocery store, in assisted living, in a nursing home. Then I started doing childcare. My first job was childcare, and now I work at this daycare center. And then at church, I do nursery or Sunday school, or during church we do a kids program for the kids and day camp and stuff like that. Yeah. So I've been in childcare a lot.
Okay.
Caring for anybody.
Caring for the next generation.
Well, and you've carried
Yes.
cared for the older generation
and
too.
the older generation too. Yeah. So it's
You've
kind of
cared for them all.
all of it.
Yes.
Old, young, in between. Who knows?
Yeah. For me personally, I've been in retail and childcare. That is it. Like, but where I'm kind of going with this is, have you guys seen a lot of, like, I guess you could say, discrimination between men and women at the workplace? Because I know I have personally, especially at Shopko, like, not trying to call Shopko out, but, like, I've definitely seen it. I mean, Shopko's not around, so what are they going to do? Sue me?
Shopko
They're
signs
done.
on right now. They're like, they're talking about Shopko.
But no, I've seen it, like, firsthand, because I mean, I had a couple, Shopko's where, like, it was the cool place to work, which I don't know how, but it's fine. Where, like, basically, like, all of my guy friends would get all these, like, they would work, like, front end, or they would do GM stuff, and, like, here I am willing to go wherever, and they're just like, no, you can stick in retail, and I'm just like, you can stick in the clothes, you can stay this, and I'm just like, are you serious? Like, I'm more than just boobs, butt, and a nice hourglass. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and then, like, being at my last job, my last daycare center, not gonna call them out because they, no, thank you. I would not.
Hard pass.
But, like, I mean, granted, there was only 2 guys that worked there, but it's like, they got off easy with a lot of things. Like, I mean, they got the easy jobs, basically, like what you like we would consider lazy. It's like they were really easy because, like, we have to, like, women have to change the diapers, make sure the kids aren't doing this, and if there's confrontations between kids, you have to be the one and go talk to them. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like, and then my coworkers at the other job, like, my male coworker, like, granted, he was in high school, whatever, but it's like he would just kind of be there and be like, hey, listen to her. It's like, again, I am more than just.
Yeah.
I'm more than just a female in this position. Like, look at me. It's like, yeah, I have authority, but it's like, compared to a man, like, I feel like we don't have any authority.
But, so my, like, devil's advocate for that would be, women are viewed more nurturing, like, for that aspect. So, and maybe it isn't like he was meaning it in a sexist way, or the way that, like, he's like, well, you're a woman, you should know how. Like, and it could have been that way, 100%. I know a lot of people that think like that.
Yeah.
Or it could have been like, he's like, she knows what she's doing. She is here to do this, and I'm here to help her. So I would have probably viewed it as, like, he's like you go, girl. Like, you take care of those kids. You make them listen to you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to support you by saying, listen to her, not listen to me.
Yeah. That's
and
how I would.
It was hard to. Yeah, and it's
sure,
like,
in the moment,
I mean, at the time,
way, I'd probably be like, why don't you do something? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Why are you making me do it all? So I
exactly, and, like,
I could see both sides.
You can see both sides. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So have you guys have any experience like that where, like, you, like, a male or, like, your friends, like, male friends, like, they got a better opportunity, or, like, even they basically got it's okay, you can do this later on your time from a boss? Or do you kind of know where I'm getting with the question?
Yeah. So, like, at Froyo, it was, like, mostly girls. There's only, like, one guy there, and he was also gay, so he, you know, really related with us. But, like, being, like, going back to, like, the farm girl, like, not just, like, not at work, but, like, it could be in the work field. Like, as a girl, they're like, oh, you can't lift that, or that's gonna be too heavy for you know. And, like, actually, thanks, I got it. Like, I also have arms that can lift feed bags. So thanks.
Like, I can,
but I can do it. Cause, like, one time at, like, back in high school, I showed, like, for 4-H, I showed hogs. And so, like, I went and bought pig feed, you know, minding my own damn business.
Doing what you gotta do.
Do what I gotta do. And I'm, like, pushing the, like, feed up to the front, and I, like, this man kept staring at me, like, you know, what's this girl doing?
Mhm.
Get outside, and he like follows me out to like his vehicle, and we happen to park in the same area. And he's like, "That's what I like to see, a woman doing work, driving a truck." Yep, we can do that too, sir.
Exactly.
Thanks.
We can do whatever. I mean, not mostly whatever guys can do, but we can pretty much do what guys can do. I
Yeah,
think.
right.
Like we can lift heavy stuff. We can
Mhm.
drive big trucks. We can have a stern voice like men have. Like
Right.
we can do it.
Exactly. And like I feel like that's the biggest thing that kind of like gets under my skin. I don't know about you guys, but like I feel like if they see us doing something hard, it's like,
Can I help
yeah,
you?
ask if we need help. Like ask if we need help, but like if we're like really struggling, like about to pass out and die.
That scared me.
That
dude.
scared the crap out of me.
I was like, what was that?
It was not. I thought something fell down. Like something came crashing down.
Jeez.
Sorry, don't mind my
But
bronchitis.
like, do you know what I mean? It's like, do you know what we, you know, like, it's like me personally, I can get down and dirty with the boys. Let me go ride a truck, like drive a tractor, like do whatever. Get me in a 4-wheel.
Yeah.
Like I'll go mudding. Like don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get dirt under my fingernails.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. But tell me we're going to the cities. Like I will pull out the heels, the lipstick, the curled hair. Like I will do a complete 180.
We can do both.
We could do both.
We can do both. We can be pretty, and we can also be
Ugly.
rough and tough or whatever.
Pretty.
Yeah, however we want.
Pretty ugly.
No, yeah, we can be a tomboy if you want us to, or we can look pretty and put on the makeup.
Hello?
No, exactly.
Mom, I can't talk right now.
We talked to our
So
mommies
then-
at age 20 whatever. Me too,
25?
girl. Me
Yes, we
too.
do.
Girl.
Me too.
We call our moms all day long, and they say, "What do you want?" Or is that just
No, I
me?
call my mom every day, dude.
She literally gets it. I call her mom
Honestly,
probably like
same.
4 times a day, and she's like, "What?" I'm like, I don't know. What? What's up? How you doing?"
So that'll kind of lead me into my next thing. Do you guys think like we inhabit like our habits from our parents, like our moms? Or do you think like certain women, depending on how they grew up, will like shy away?
I think it's depending on how you were raised by your parents or your mom. Like my mom personally, like raised us to be girls, but not be like prissy and like all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like not like all like the rest of the like girls you see now are like to be like tough, like to stand up for yourself when you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think your home environment and like your relationship with your like whoever your main figure is, that happens to be my mother. I definitely think that is based off of like the way you grew up, because like my mom was like she gave me like free reign with some like with control. Obviously, I would say I'm a pretty decent person at the age that I am at. But like she's like, yeah, sure, you go throw hay, you know, like she's like, go out with your friends. She didn't care. But then when we moved to Minnesota, I was helping out my grandfather a lot. I noticed there was a lot of like, well, your male cousin can do it. Well, no, I can do it too. Or like if you burped, he'd like freak out on you. Like if a girl burped though, like the guys
like
burped,
women are not supposed to do that.
Right. And it's like, well, it's actually like a body function. Like actually
I don't know if you knew that.
I have different body functions, but I have the same. So I think it's definitely like raised, because I'm sure Bree and I have very different views of what our parents raised us to do, and me and Morgan, like, but it's also, I think, like region. Like, since I spent most of my life in Oklahoma, I bet there's different things that we did in Oklahoma than you guys learned here in Minnesota.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
1,000%. Would you guys say that women can be just as powerful in a man's position? Like say say a woman's a CEO of a business. Do you think she can run it just as good as a man?
Yeah. 100%.
Oh yeah.
So,
But I
was gonna say, explain.
I think it comes down to like somebody like I know that works in construction. I could never physically do it. Doesn't mean like another female that has more muscles and more oomphda to like wanna smash stuff with a hammer couldn't
Yep.
do it. But I think there is at some points where girls are like gonna be like, no, like I'm good. You wanna take out the trash or like be a trash woman. Have you ever, genuine question, seen a trash woman?
No.
Have you? Like
Twice.
I don't think you have.
Twice.
I don't think I've ever seen
I've never seen
drive a trash truck and get out and pull the trash can out. Like I don't think I've ever seen it.
Mm-mm.
Not saying that
It was funny
it's not there, but like I just it's one of those things that could be the 1 in a million girl that does it, but you typically don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
No, exactly. Like the other day, ironically, I was coming to work and I was getting my lunch, doing whatever, and I was at Arby's, and so the garbage guy came out and I was like, oh, whatever. Typically, like I associated like, oh, it was a man, whatever, right away. But then this I promise you, she's like no taller than me, like cute, like she was just really cute, like a girl like you would think would be a garbage woman, like
girl.
She was like my height, had nails, like had her hat backwards. I'm just like, yes, you fucking
get it,
go.
girl.
I was like, bless you. Like
right.
You are the reason why I thrive every day.
Exactly.
And it's so crazy because like I was talking to my cousin later that day. I was like, oh my gosh, it was so funny. I saw like a garbage woman. She goes, you must have been crazy. Like obviously that's a man's job. And I'm just like,
well, no.
Okay, before I rip your little 12-year-old head off, like granted you're 12.
Right.
But it's like I was like, no, like it's true. Like it's not just, I mean, yeah, it's a male-dominated industry, but it doesn't mean that it has to be male-dominated.
Exactly. I think that goes back to sorry.
What? No, it's okay. You can go, Derry.
I feel like it goes back to like the way you like are raised, like who you're raised with. Because like, if you have a sports-related company and a woman's a CEO of it, people are probably gonna be like what? Like sports, women's, what?
Mm-hmm.
But like she could probably list off more facts than a man could ever list off because that's just like how she was raised with her dad, Her dad's like, let's watch every baseball game ever existed. And so you're going to pick up on stuff like that. And that's going to be your interest.
Yep.
You are going to know. I think it's who you learn it from, what like amount of time you learn it for, will make you strive to be that CEO of the business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with Jerry. I feel like it's how you were raised and like the steps you take to learn the position or the job that you want, and you start going up in the business, and then you start learning more and more.
Yeah, and so kind of add on to that, me personally, like obviously you see me wearing my little Good Life sweatshirt. This is like these 4 rings right here are the Audi logo, and shout out to my boyfriend for giving me the Audi insight because before dating him, I didn't know Audi was a thing. So, but not the story I was talking about. But I, like, growing up, I have been around cars and motors and trucks and even tractors in that fact, too. Like, I have, like, I wouldn't call myself a motorhead, but, like, I'm like I know what you're talking about. Point it out to me, be like, oh, that thing. And it's like it may dumb it down and be like, does it do the what or like not? But it's like I was at a car meet with Jacob like last spring, and it was just a bunch of people from the Mankato area, and we were talking, and they're like, oh, like this is happening, and I was basically they were describing like that they don't think it was their timing belt that was doing something, but I was just like, but it could be because of this, and this, and like I felt proud as a woman to be like, no, it actually is like this is what's wrong. And it's funny, someone later in that group that I was talking to was like, your boyfriend must be really freaking proud of you because you're talking car. And I'm just like, well, I grew up around cars. Like, I grew up around it. Like, I grew around motor. Like, that's why I love summer. And that's why, like, I don't associate summer with, like, parties and traveling. I mean, traveling a little bit. But, like, I mostly think of summer and fairs and demos. Like,
yes, I love derbies. I love them. They're my favorite.
Oh, so excited. I'm like, that's my highlight for the summer. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But what do you guys have any other things to say about that at all?
I think I talked enough
about
it.
So the next question that I have for you guys, when do you think, like, this is a man's role, this is a women's role, like, when do you think our society started to think so black and white, basically?
Sorry about that. I had an alarm go off.
It's okay. Do you guys kind of know what I'm saying?
Hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Jerry.
Yes, Jerry, we can hear you.
I can't
hear you. You can't hear us?
You liar.
I can keep going.
Okay, can you repeat the question?
Yes, sounds good.
Yeah, repeat
She's
it.
like, I'll come back. It's fine.
Okay.
So the question was basically, when in our society do you think, like, when do you think our society, there you go. When do you think our society, like, started being like, no, a woman can't do this because it's a man's job? Like, when it, or even when in history, I guess.
Way back.
Like,
way back in the day.
I would, like way.
I think it ran.
Like, we talk, like, are we thinking like caveman, or are we thinking like
not caveman? I think like,
you know, when they had like the big skirty dresses.
Oh, like.
Oh, you're thinking like 1700s.
Yeah, like somewhere there, I would say that's when it started being like, women can't do this. It's like the man's job, and the women's job is to like stay at home and like raise the kids and have the house cleaned and have food on the table and just.
You know, thinking back to history class, I want to say it probably went even further back, like
further,
because like when you like think of like. Don't want to say like Revolutionary War because I don't know. I'm not a history buff, but back in like the war-y days where they had all the wars and stuff.
Yeah,
because like they would like
Civil War or
ish. Yes, I don't know when wars are.
Okay,
can't tell you a dang thing about history that way. But because like I remember back in like history class in high school, it was like. You know, women couldn't even have their name on like the lease or the whatever for the house. It was under the men's name, and even when they go off into war, it would be a fight to put their name on there. Like he'd basically have to be dead before she would be able to like have any ownership of the property. But she was doing all the work for it because he was obviously fighting for the country. So I think even back then, like I think it's always been an issue since like. Whatever your religious views be, whenever, you know, back then.
Yeah.
For me personally, like, I feel like that kind of, I feel like that kind of all snowballed and, like, started it. But I feel like the big, like, this is it is, like, basically, like, before Rosie the Riveter, but, like, you know, like in between wars, basically.
Yeah.
So, like, you think of World War I and you think of World War II, it's like, okay, well, between that time, like, yeah, men were at the house doing, or like, not at the house. Wow. Men were
not fighting. It's all a lie.
History
but basically, like,
a day in a life.
So basically, like, the men were, they were at work, they were busting their butts, like, doing whatever. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, okay, when they left, like, the women, they kept the baseball going, they kept the sports going, so people had something to look forward to until the men came home.
Yeah, they kind of like
they literally
and picked up what the men left.
Yep, and it's like, then it was like, okay, well, now not only do you have to play baseball, you have to go clean the house, you have to have this, and it's like,
birth
then I feel
the
like
child,
that's where, like, yep,
while
have
playing
the child.
baseball.
Yep. Have you guys seen the movie, Shoot?
Shoot. I have not seen that movie, actually. Is it good?
Where it's, story of my life.
My pen is leaking.
Oh no. But basically, like, it's about, like, when men went off to war.
I think I've seen
Can't
like
remember
clips
which
on
war.
like TikTok, and the girls playing baseball.
Yeah, where it's like all the women are playing baseball, and it's coached by this one guy, and because he was
fighting the wars.
Because he got an honorary discharge because he was an alcoholic, and because he was too famous to go. Because he was a famous baseball star.
Do you think men have more drinking problems than women?
Yes, kind of.
Kind of. I would say we're about.
I don't know.
We're like,
I always
they're at like 52%, and we're like, what?
Said I feel like every time I hear about an alcoholic, like a person that has an alcoholic problem, is a man.
Oh,
is it because of their man jobs that they are?
It
alcoholics?
Could be. The world may never know.
Mm-hmm. We'll never. Well,
just like how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
I was about to say it, Morgan.
The world may never know.
You took my line.
So let me guys ask you this: like, do you think it is right for women to stay home and take care of the children?
Hey, no.
I mean, if
each to their own, their own. If a woman so chooses that they want to be home and not working, and as a family, the two can work it out. Like, go, girl. That's all I gotta say. You know, I think it'd honestly be a dream to stay home every day and not have to go to work.
Yeah, I feel like it's a choice.
And not have to worry.
Yep, and know you're financially stable.
Yeah, I feel like it's a choice. If, like, the dad wants to stay home and be a stay-at-home dad, like, that's his choice, and then the mom can go work. Or, like, if the mom wants to be a stay-at-home mom, and then the dad will provide for the family and...
Take turns, you know?
Yeah, switch it up!
Each birth. The woman has a baby, the man has a baby. Take turns.
Only if.
We could have all the children we wanted. Be like seahorses.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go.
I want to live that life. The male birds the babies.
There you go. Since Bree kind of brought this up, do you guys think that men should be staying home with kids?
I think they could if they wanted to.
Yeah, I feel like they could.
I feel like
I think you should I think you should take a poll and see how many men that would actually stay home if they had the opportunity. I would like to know that.
Yeah,
me too.
Take responsibility for a kid's life. You know?
Yeah, say, would you stay home and take care of children while your wife works? I feel like that would.
While your wife is out bringing in the money and buying the food. Providing for the family.
I think majority of men would say no. I really do. Because I think it goes back into the masculinity, why would I give the woman more power than me? I'm the man. I'm supposed to be doing this. I feel like a lot of men would say no. Personally, I do.
Honestly, I feel like, there's going to be a lot of guys that say no, but I know there's like a couple depending on the relationship. Yeah, like, depending on the relationship, like, maybe the guy, like, maybe his wife has a better income and makes more than what he does. Like, that's, rare.
That's what I was going to say. Very rare. But
very rare.
Very rare. But it's like, and I know a couple of people that'd be like, hell, I'd stay home.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
If she wants to go do what she's got to do, like,
Jacob.
so be it. Me and Jacob are like 50-50. I mean, he's been wanting and like thriving for his construction business for
Mhm.
so long where I'm just like, I'll fucking stay home. Like,
I will
I
do
got my
it.
photography. I got my stuff. Like,
I'll start producing
it's
babies.
fine.
Start producing babies.
He says we can't do that until like down the line.
How far down the line, though, girl?
I gotta have a ring on my hand. This is just a promise ring.
She said,
That
a
don't
ring
count.
on my hand. a frame.
But yeah, like basically he wants to be financially stable, which I get. Like financially stable to have a like we don't even have to be like we can be still living and renting my great grandma's house. Like he goes, I just want to be financially stable and not have to worry about, well shit, can we cover this?
On that note, I will be right back. I have to go get my food.
Oh yeah, go get your food.
Okay, bye.
So I guess let me. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's kind of one of those things too, where it's like, I personally would just like, I would like it, but I wouldn't like it.
Yeah, it's like we feel like you'll be able to do it for a certain amount of time, and then you'll kind of get like sick of it, just being at home
Or
all day,
cabin
every day.
fever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you're
I get
like,
it.
I want to go back and work.
I
wanna
miss
get out
my
and do
friends. I miss the
something.
social. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's a social
I
thing
would-
too.
Yeah,
Welcome back, Jerry.
I feel like I would miss. We were just kind of going on, and I was saying that how I would miss like the social aspect of it. Like I would miss being social with people if I
You
had to
just need
stay
to-
home.
Join the mom groups on Facebook.
Exactly.
Once you
Literally, I
have-
probably
Once
would.
you have,
Once you have kids, you have to join the mom's group of Facebook.
No, I'm doing it right now. I'm gonna join all the mom groups.
You're like, I'm not technically a mom yet, but I'm a mom in training here. So
But I will watch your
teach
kids.
me your Karens. Give me your Karen energy here.
There we go. There we go. To kind of lead up with that one, would you consider yourself a feminist?
I don't think so. Actually, I think I took a quiz and it said that I was not a feminist.
No, I'm not.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I am all for being equal, 1000%. But like, I don't feel like I'm like a super like women. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I know that kind of sounds crappy for me to be like women.
We're kind of
He-Man.
freaking crazy. So I mean,
We are. I mean,
no wonder why
So
I've been
now
single
let's-
for so long.
Would you guys like? Would
I'm
you
a
say
girl.
like this younger generation and like what?
I'm a girl. Feminism.
Well, obviously,
sorry. I need to stop
Sorry.
jumping
it's
around
okay.
here.
I was so confused for a second. I was like, duh.
Duh, you're a girl.
oh my gosh.
Would you guys say that like some 90s but mostly 2000 kids and these kids growing up nowadays are more for women than what like the 80s and like early 90s kids are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like I can speak from like my class. I mean, Mankato East, 300 kids ish. And I mean, I can easily count on one hand 5 people that would consider themselves feminists. And like, I'm like, that's awesome. Thank God. Like, I'm awesome. Like, I'm glad you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I personally, like, I will stand there and I will listen to you. But like, if I don't agree with something, then I'm not gonna say my say just because I know how you are so strong about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like a lot of feminists are like, I mean, then you kind of get into like, we can go down this road if you guys want after we talk about this, but like a lot of feminists are like, your body, your choice, or they're really like, they're all like, your body, your choice, or they're all like, no.
Like you have to look a certain way.
Exactly. And like, I don't feel like women should have to look a certain way to, you know, like, I mean,
Yeah.
granted, that's going into like the feminist politics and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But like, to be a feminist, like, yeah, like growing up, like even in high school, I thought like to be a feminist, you had to look and see stuff a certain way. It's like, I don't, just because I don't doesn't mean I don't stand for women's right and making sure that we get the equal pay and like,
I think there's like a very big like difference in being for women and being a feminist.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
personally say I am for women. I'm
Mhm.
for women
same.
looking
Yep.
how they want to look, body positivity. I am for women. My body, my choice. You know, pro-life, pro-choice. I view it as I can't sit there and say I know how what Bree's going through. Bree could be going through just so much stuff right now, but I couldn't look at her and be like, I know. If she were to get
Yeah.
pregnant tomorrow, and I don't know how your view on abortion is, but you don't want your baby. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, Bree's an awful person if she gets rid of her baby,
Yeah.
because maybe Bree has a really bad health condition. You know,
Yeah.
maybe she feels as though if the baby isn't here, it'd be better for the baby because you maybe
Mhm.
can't afford it, and it would be like a unhealthy life. You know, there's just so many
Yeah.
different things that come along with the perspective of the mother at that time that nobody
Yeah.
can look at her and be like, no, you can't do that. That's wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you know your version of wrong is different from my version of wrong, honey. Sorry, no wrong is the same.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I mean,
Thank you.
Bree, what are your thoughts on that kind of? I mean, do you agree? Do you like?
Yeah, I mean,
How
I'm
you
not
feel?
Disagree with me, I dare you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I
We'll throw down at work tomorrow.
I can't come.
I'm calling it sick.
COVID. No, anyway. No,
As I'm dying over here.
No, I agree with Jerry. Like, I am for like women and like how women like express themselves through like their body or however they want to look. That's their choice, and how they want to dress. That's their choice.
Have their nipples pierced. That's their choice.
That's their choice. They
Yeah.
can look a certain way. That's their choice. Like it's their body. They can do whatever they want to it because it's
Mhm.
theirs. Like we're not in a place to judge them. Like
Because,
for
like,
how they look.
Yep.
what does my body have to affect you? Like, what does my body literally
Right, like,
do
how
to
does
my
you that
body
affects
look?
you?
How does my body look, and why does that offend you?
Right.
You know?
You know, like I pierced my ears, or I
Like,
had sex. What does that
like,
affect you?
Wow. How does
Like-
exactly or like when like your teen pregnancy thing, like how is me being a teenager affect you? Like how does it affect the person?
Yeah.
You're not having the baby as a teen. They are. Like
Exactly.
I don't know how
Yep.
that
And I
offends you.
Well, and like, you know, if you have to go on WIC and blah 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 blah. But like,
Yeah, exactly. Like
but like,
Ooh,
if
big
you
deal.
get pregnant as a teen and you can afford it, doesn't affect anybody but you.
exactly, but
No.
exactly. Like how does it affect the other person?
Exactly.
Like they don't have a right to get mad or upset you.
Yep.
Like it happens, you know?
Accidents happen. People make mistakes. Nobody's perfect.
Exactly. Nobody
Exactly.
in the world is
Nobody's
perfect by all
I'm
means.
perfect.
Oh, except for Jerry. Sorry, guys.
It's fine, guys. It's fine.
It's
fine.
Just very
You actually
perfect.
have literal perfection on your live stream tonight.
So if you want to have perfection tips, go to Jerry.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or jokes too far. Somebody's gonna message me.
Yeah, but-
So, what were you saying, Brie?
I was just gonna say that was it.
Oh, okay. So kind of talking about like the teen pregnancy, I was talking to someone on Friday, and he is very, very right wing, and I'm I'm right wing, like
Like a
very
wing.
Republican,
Like
Oh,
a
okay.
wing.
like politics, right wing.
Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
talk about politics, so I guess I don't know that.
I don't
song.
either.
It's okay. But him and I were talking, and we were talking about birth control. And I'm just like, okay, well, this will be interesting. He goes, with teen pregnancy, he goes, if I provided you the money and paid for you to get birth control, and you decided to take it, and then you decide to get pregnant, how would you feel about that? Like, I will explain, like, the whole situation after I kind of get your guys' view. But
So wait, hold on.
like, so basically,
So if
if men
someone
were,
provided you the money to get birth control, would you take it? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Like, would you do it?
yes,
Well, I'm currently on birth control, so I am pro birth control.
Me too.
But I
Same.
got birth control not because I was having sex,
Mhm.
because there's so many different, like, I as a person, like, did not have a regular, like, period. I would go 4 or 5 months without having one, and then I would have
same.
one really, really bad for like 3 weeks straight.
Mhm.
So going on like the pill, it regulates that. So that's why I started it, because I wasn't having a regular one. I mean, yeah, I did have sex later on in my life,
Yep.
and it was nice to have it because I'm only 22 and I don't need to have a child. I would have a child, but I don't need to have a child.
Mhm.
But I just think many people look at birth control as oh, you're having sex.
Yep.
And it's, no, actually, my period's not that great, bro. Like,
Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, like you said, Jared, there's so many different reasons to get on birth control. Like, it's to help you with like your period, or if you don't even want to, like, if you don't want to have a kid yet, that also helps with it too.
well, and like if you don't want to have a period, like,
Then
you can put a bar in your arm and have no baby and no period.
and no period. So
And that is on period.
yeah.
So kind of like the conversation I had with him, he said, because him and I were talking about like just like sexual health and sexual wellness and stuff like that. And then I brought up like, oh, I just had a live stream about teen pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
And so him and I were just like, he talked and he asked, he goes, if a man were to provide the money for birth control and you took it, but then yet again, you decided to have sex with said man and you got pregnant, would you follow through with the pregnancy or would you abort it?
Oh, well, if I were to get pregnant, I'd follow through.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have the baby. It's a whole different story if like we're not together. Like then it's like gets messy. But I personally would never have an abortion. But that is my viewpoint and that's my feeling on babies.
Yeah.
Not saying that like I like am like you get an abortion, you're nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What are your thoughts, Brie?
I would definitely go through with it, of course. Just
with having the baby?
With having the baby, yeah.
Okay,
Not getting it aborted because growing up in the church form, it's like a sin to like abort your baby because it's basically murder.
Mm-hmm.
So just growing up with that background and things like that, I would go through with it, even though if me and like my significant other, like if me and Riley weren't together and we had a kid, I would go through with it.
I think it does get tricky sometimes though with like if I were to be with saying miraculously whatever had a one night stand and like I ended up getting pregnant. I guess I don't know what I would do in the situation if it was a one night stand, because like if I had a one night stand and like I got pregnant, I don't know where the guy is. Am I gonna raise a child by myself? You know what I mean? I would never be by myself because I have a great support system. But like I just think there's so many different things to take into account. If you're in a relationship, if you're married, if it was a fling, if it was a one night stand, if it was, you know, like we say you're just trying to have fun one night on a Saturday and now 2 weeks later you're pregnant. Like I wouldn't know what to do. I don't think I could personally be
for sure I wouldn't either.
I don't want this baby because I don't, you know. But like if I were to sit in the situation to where I'd actually have to go and get it done, I don't think I could actually do it.
No, I get it.
It's hard, you know, because like you don't know if you're in this situation. Like you're in the situation. I can sit here and go, I would never have an abortion. But then,
would you go through with the pregnancy And like
If it
say
was
you
a-
give birth to the kid, and would you put it up for adoption then?
Probably not if I went through like the whole like bonding period of having the baby in my stomach, and
Okay.
unless it was somebody like I personally know and they were like,
They're like, I can't have
we've been
kids.
trying, I
Mhm.
can't, like I like personally can't have. I would like probably work something out. Whereas like I just got pregnant, I can't keep the baby, and a random person is like, well, I'll pay you thousands of dollars for this child. I'm like, but it's not like the money. You know what I mean?
It's not the
Like,
money thing. It's where
Yeah.
you want your kid to
To-
grow up
like
and
if the kid will be happy,
Yeah.
or if there's a place that would suit and serve
Provide it,
and
yeah.
care for the baby better than I could, I think I would seriously think about it.
Okay.
But like if it was like I got pregnant, I didn't want the kid, and I put the kid into the adoption system with no real home, then no, absolutely not. Because I would work my ass off to provide for that child. Because I've learned about foster care and like all of that stuff like that, and kids aging out more than kids get adopted. Like that's probably not the real statistic.
Yep,
But
exactly.
there's so many
Yeah.
kids that age out of the system and have never had a real home or like a parent.
And it's sad.
It is. So that's like my personal goal. When I get older and I'm in the position, I will adopt. I'm going to adopt
That's
a
awesome.
child.
Yeah,
just
that's
'cause, Like
awesome.
I'll have my own, but like there will be a kid that I'm going to adopt into my family. I've had
Exactly.
that point of view since like a junior in high school. So
Mhm.
I will
That's
I will
awesome.
carry that out when I am old enough.
That's awesome. That's great.
Because I was going to bring up what Bree brought up with the whole, okay, would you go through with it and adopt it out, or would you go through with it and keep it? And like, now I know, like,
Now you know, like, Jerry,
I
the
understand.
process.
yeah, I know the whole process.
If either of you need a baby, let me know, okay? If I get pregnant,
Sounds
I'll
good.
come to one of you
Sounds good.
first. Perfect, Bree. I gotcha.
Sounds good.
I'll go find a man for you.
Well, if you guys
Just
need
for
a baby,
you.
let me know. I'll
Okay.
get on it.
All right, sounds good.
That'd be easier for you, Jerry.
Yeah, it might be at this point. You never know. Born again virgin over here.
Okay, so I'm gonna put out another trigger warning right now. Trigger warning for this is gonna be super like sensitive. I know
Am I
this one
gonna
kind of hits
cry?
home for me. No, you might get actually really upset, and I'm so
Okay.
sorry in advance to both of you. This is kind of like what I'm throwing at you last minute, and whatnot. So, with the whole point of pregnancy,
Mhm.
say a mom or a mom to be or a woman in general.
Mm-hmm.
What if she got raped and she ended up pregnant?
And she wanted to abort it.
No, just in general. Would
In
you
general.
like?
In general?
What are your? Just in general.
I would
Let's start
find the
general
man.
and we'll go deeper.
I'll find the man and cut off his testicles.
Oh, 100%, yes. I'll go find him and...
not a topic to laugh about. It's a very serious topic, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I would.
I would
Probably.
I don't know, like what aspect do you want me to answer here? 'Cause I feel like this is a very
Anything.
broad.
Like, would you? Okay, so let's think of it this way. So let's go down the. Would you keep it? Would you not? What would you guys do if you were in that spot?
if I was the one that was,
Yes.
Yep,
The R word. Yes.
the R word.
I don't think I could. I don't think I could answer it. You know what I mean? Because I think that goes back to the situational, like, like I just honestly don't think I could sit here and say I would abort it, like the baby, because then
Mhm.
I get the aspect of it is a child. I don't want to say trigger warning. I guess I don't know. Like, I have always had like very, very bad luck. So I would say like I very much hear, well, things happen for a reason.
Mhm.
And not
Same.
to say somebody getting raped was supposed to happen and it's a good thing, because it's not a good thing at all. But
No.
it could be, I think there was a post on Facebook, I want to say, and it was about a bunch of these like really significant, smart, light bulb, like made the earth go around people.
Like top of the line.
Like
Yeah.
very famous, we have light because of them, or we have pizza because of them, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But their mom got raped. and they kept the baby, and now we have the thing that was a mind-blowing change. You know what I mean? So not
Yeah.
saying that it's a light subject or somebody deserved to get raped or, you know, anything like that. But like it could come down to the like not saying if I did get, you know, and I were to keep the baby and my baby's gonna be Albert Einstein Jr. But, you know, it's hard to like view it as like what could the child be, you know? Like what could
Yeah.
that child have been if I stopped that child from living?
Mm-hmm.
But again,
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I've never had to view that, you know, be a part of that.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's why I thought I'd throw it out there. Just to kind of get your opinion.
Yep. Yeah, I go on a little bit on the same lines as Jerry, as like how you want to raise that kid of what happened to you differently. So like it doesn't like happen to like him or her, like if it's a boy or a girl. Like you want to raise it better than the person who did that to you, and you want to show them like, hey, I can do it.
Mhm.
This kid's gonna turn out better than how you were raised.
That's a great point, I think.
Like
Yeah.
Putting
want
a
your
better
kid to be
person in
better
the
than
world
the-
to replace the shitty person.
Mhm.
I like that. I like that.
I like that
Yeah.
too. That's awesome.
That would be a good reason to keep the child. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then again, like other like when women get when that happens to them, some of women think of like it's a shame baby, like
Yeah.
it all happened, like
Yes.
it's like it's a shame baby, so that's why some women do get abortions, because they don't want to carry that shame with them that happened to them, and like
Well,
it's
and I
showing
mean-
like I got pregnant from like a random dude that I have no idea how it happened.
Well, and then it's kind of like you have the baby and you keep it, and you could look at your baby and see that guy, you know.
That's true too. Yeah, so it's like
I could see that
like
point
you
of view.
see the person's face like on the baby, like,
Mhm.
and that's
And
why
that-
some women
I
don't
mean-
go through with it.
I'm a dead set twin for my mother. Like I have all of her facial features. So I'm just saying, if you were to, you know, and you have the baby and it looks just like that man, I don't know what I'd do. I think
Yep.
I'd have nightmares.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why some, like I said, some women do get abortions because they don't want to
Mm-hmm.
carry that shame with them, and to like present this baby to the world and be like, here's my baby that I got from some dude in some bar or alleyway or behind a store or something.
Mm-hmm.
So then let me ask you guys this. Would you keep it if the accident, basically not the accident, wow, so sorry. Did not mean to say that. Basically,
No, yeah.
if the rape was to happen from a person that you knew, from a man that you knew, would you keep it?
That's a hard one.
Mm-hmm. I think it goes
Okay.
back to like, I feel as though like if it was a person you know that raped you, it could be handled a little bit differently with the law than a
Yeah.
random person. Because if you were to like randomly have a one night stand and it wasn't really what you wanted, but like it didn't stop, you
Yeah.
won't have contact information with this guy. You could try to give a description, but you know you might.
There's
not,
like a billion
yeah.
people in the world that could
Right.
probably look like this
you
guy.
could probably never like find this man again. Like
Mhm.
I mean, my ex-boyfriend lives in Mankato, and I haven't seen him since we broke up. Like, so like I know he's in this town, but like
Mhm.
I haven't seen him for 3 years because it is a small town, but it is a large town at the same time.
There's a billion
Yeah.
people in Mankato, and he could basically
Yeah.
be anywhere.
And you know, he could be visiting from a different state. He could be
Mhm.
visiting a friend. Like, there's so many different variables of you going downtown on a Saturday, meeting this random guy. Something happens, and he could be from California, like, because you're
Yeah.
Idaho or whatever it be. you
Yeah, it could be a completely different state and just visiting for like a weekend, and then
Right.
boom, he's gone.
But then if it's somebody you know, you could have contact information. You could
Yeah.
know where they live. You could go to the cops and actually have it
Mhm.
resolved. But I
Yeah.
still think you would see the baby and see what happened to you to get that baby.
Mhm.
I think it takes a special person to be able to handle all of that and move on without, it really affecting them.
Yeah, without like regret or.
I'm a very
The
emotional
shame.
person, so I think I would do very terrible at the situation. And that is why I am still also single, because I talked to
One of
boys
them
for 2
things.
days, and then they say, let's come over to my house. And I go, would you want your future daughter to come over to your house right now?
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
No, that's what I thought.
No, goodbye.
We all know what your brain is thinking right now, sir. and
Exactly.
My brain ain't on the same level as your brain right now. So no, I will not be coming to your house.
Hard pass.
I will say no, thanks.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so,
I
like,
can do other things.
exactly. The reason why I brought this up, and I just kind of want to explain this so you guys aren't just like, well, why did we talk about this? Especially the
Morgan's
people
sick.
watching. I mean, I'm sick because of this happened. Not that a person I know very close and dear to my heart,
Mm-hmm.
they got raped, and they had been raped at a younger age as well. So like they already had that, they knew kind of what to happen, but it's like she never got pregnant from the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I had to ask, because like I was kind of asking on her behalf, and I asked if it was okay if I could talk about it too. So like for
Yeah.
anyone that's being like, you didn't ask that person, you didn't ask that survivor, it's like I did though, because
You don't know
very
my
close to
story. I did.
exactly.
You never
Yeah.
know what is going through somebody's brain.
Exactly. And like I feel like, just kind of to wrap this all up, like I feel like that is probably the biggest takeaway. It's like no matter whether it be financial, like job seeking, no matter if it's rape or relationship status, you cannot judge that person. Male, female, he, she, they, I don't care what you identify as. You can identify as a freaking polar bear. I would love you the same. Not
I'd be a
gonna
little
lie.
scared of you,
Oh, like-
but
A little bit, yeah.
I mean,
If you're a
bears
polar
are
bear.
kind of scary.
but it's like you can't judge a person by who they are and what they believe in and anything like that. And like I just feel like that is such a thing that like people, like these older generations and these younger generations, don't get.
Mm-hmm. They
Like
think
you can't
they
see
know
it, or maybe you can. Exactly. And like I don't know if you can see it, but like I'm getting red because like I'm so heated. Like I'm
Yeah.
so
My
like
ears-
not heated, like hot, but like
also right.
I'm so like it grinds my gear. Like I don't know why I talk about things that make me mad, but it's like that's how passionate I am about
I
it.
feel like you could make a point. I feel like if you get angry enough, you could be like, but and scream at them until they feel you right.
And like I feel like with people that are watching this and like who are gonna watch this later, like I feel like this whole thing, like no matter if you're a male, female, he, she, they, whatever, again, like I feel like someone's gonna take something away with this, or at least I hope they do. Like
Mhm.
I don't want this to be one of those things, be like just another person trying to get on YouTube and try and be famous. It's like, well, partially, but this
Exactly.
is also for my class. So it's like,
Partially want to be famous.
Partially.
If you get famous off of me, I want to cut. I got bills to pay here now, man.
I got bills too. It's okay. We'll split. It's fine.
But you could split your bills with Jacob.
Ooh.
Valid.
You want to
She's
see who
all-
lives in my house rent free? Come here. Hey. Come here.
Rosie!
Come on. Up here. Come on.
Rosie.
She don't pay bills.
Rosie!
She don't pay bills.
She don't
But-
pay bills. She
She
makes
lives
But
for
she
free.
pays you in love.
she makes more bills, right? More. Yeah, okay, bye.
She's like, I'm done.
Go back to sleep now.
But
Okay.
yeah, do you guys have anything before we wrap this all up or anything?
Well, I feel like we should wait another minute because then we should just make it to 60.
Exactly.
I mean, okay, well, that's fine.
No, I don't have anything else.
Okay.
No, I don't
You guys
think so.
don't? Okay. Awesome. Well,
Brianna?
I genuinely,
What, Jerry?
Sorry.
but I
Genuinely-
genuinely appreciate you guys coming on here and talking and giving your opinions and views, because honestly, like, don't get me wrong, like, I feel like this is what, like, our generation doesn't understand. Like, 90s is, like, the cancel generation. So, like, I feel it's nice to get 90s kids on here and, like, talk about these
I'm a
things
2000s
because
kid.
You're just get off.
well,
I'm not. I'm a 90s kid.
I was gonna say no, you're not. You're
I'm gonna
older
be
than me,
20
Jerry. I know this.
23 years old.
But yeah, it's just nice to be able to like have friends that are in the 90s, like grew up in the 90s, and I just feel comfortable talking to.
Well,
Yeah.
But-
I talk
Alright.
a lot, so
I know.
I know.
know.
I'm not coming back on here ever again.
Oh my gosh.
Where's my paycheck?
I'll
for
give you
this?
food. I'll give you food.
What kind of food?
Any
Any? I've never
Any
had that
kind
before.
of food.
I've never had
Any.
any
Yeah.
food you want.
Okay, I will take a chicken shawarma.
Sounds good. I'll take one with me too.
I don't know what that is, so I don't know.
We had shawarmas at work when they did the pre appreciation week thingy. I was gonna flip you off.
Oh,
We're-
you can't do
just,
that.
We'll just have to go on a dinner date.
Can
It's
you
fine.
censor it?
We should have to go on a dinner night, guys.
We
Dinner
did
date.
we had chicken shawarmas at our appreciation thing though.
Yes, I remember now.
Yeah.
Those things, yeah.
Duh.
Delicious.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on. I really much appreciate it. I
Thank
will
you for
talk to you guys
watching
all
the Cozy
soon.
Kitchen. We will see you again
Yes.
in the next video.
Yeah, exactly. Jerry said it perfectly. See you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe. See you guys
Smash
later.
that like button
Smash
and punch that
There we go.
subscribe button.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.